You open your eyes. The room is dim, the walls pale and peeling, with gray light filtering through the window. There is a metallic scent in the air, heavy and pervasive. It is not immediately identifiable, but it is noticeable with every breath. The room is silent, but it is not an ordinary quiet. It is the stillness that precedes a major event. The wooden floor is cold under your feet. Your socks feel damp, likely from the moisture in the street, rather than morning dew. Outside, a dog barks at a distance, the sound muffled. The door moves slightly. Whether due to wind or external activity is unclear. Then, a distant explosion occurs, causing windows to rattle and a small shard of glass to fall and hit the floor. The sound echoes across the room. Your heart rate increases, and your breathing becomes noticeable. Light from the window is insufficient to illuminate the space. Outside, people are moving quickly. Some are running. Your feet carry you to the door. Dust rises from the floor as you step. The street is partially familiar, partially altered. Buildings show signs of structural damage, cracked walls, broken windows, fallen signs. Debris, including metal and stones, is scattered across the ground. Smoke rises slowly, affected by light wind. People in the street display visible signs of stress, fear, confusion, and uncertainty. Conversations are brief, breaths rapid. Environmental sounds include crying, shouting, metal scraping, and breaking glass. A child is present, holding a small toy. Adults nearby appear to be reacting with confusion or urgency. Your actions are limited to moving forward. The smoke and dust make breathing more difficult, and navigating the debris requires attention. Resources such as bags or food are not available. The priority is mobility and survival. The sun rises, though its effect is minimal under the overcast sky. The air remains dry and warm, influenced by dust and smoke. Each inhalation requires effort. Observation of the environment makes it clear. The surroundings have undergone significant change. Both the physical space and the behavior of people indicate that the situation is unprecedented. The immediate objective is to move through the streets safely while monitoring environmental conditions. Suddenly, a massive explosion echoes from a distant street. Your eardrums vibrate. A ringing begins. The smoke in the air has turned the sky into a gray-orange mixture. The sun appears dim and distant, like a fading ember. The force of the explosion lifts dust and debris. Small stones and shards of glass scatter through the air. A person screams, the sound ricochets in your ears, and any attempt at your own voice feels stifled. You quicken your steps, but your foot catches on a pile of debris. Your knees ache. Dust and sand strike your face. You brush your hair back with your hands. Small shards of glass cut your fingers, but there is no time to dwell on it. You breathe heavily. With each inhalation, smoke irritates your lungs. In front of you, a building has collapsed. Its walls are fragmented. The interior resembles an empty void. There is no immediate exit, yet movement is visible inside. A woman struggles to emerge from under the rubble. Her hands tremble, her face shows shock, and her eyes reveal lost hope. You are unable to assist, observing instead, swallowing. Your breath catches. Other people occupy the street as well. An elderly man has dropped his cane, his face covered in dust, staring blankly. Children huddle together, holding hands tightly. One appears injured, yet no one can provide aid. The sounds form a chaotic mixture, scraping metal, breaking glass, screams, and echoes of explosions. Each sound strikes with a physical impact, reverberating through your chest. Suddenly, you notice the ground beneath your feet trembling. The force of the explosions is not only audible and visible, but also tangible. Your knees shake involuntarily, a hollow feeling forms in your stomach, and your heart feels as though it might burst from your chest. The sound of your own breathing becomes a guide amid the chaos, reminding you that you are alive, yet the weight of fear presses down on your body. At that moment, A decision is necessary: flee, or locate a safer position. The street is narrow. Every corner presents potential hazards. Explosions continue. Distant buildings collapse, leaving no option but to advance. With each step, debris cracks underfoot, felt through your toes. Your hands are coated in dust and blood. You pause briefly, taking a deep breath. You observe the sky, a blend of gray and orange, obscured by smoke and fire. The faces of people around you are marked by fear and helplessness, yet some eyes display resilience and the instinct to survive. And you realize, you are no longer just an observer. You are now part of the chaos. Each breath, each step, each tensed muscle is a form of struggle. Explosions continue to echo behind you, but you move forward step by step. Each breath is a struggle. Smoke and dust fill your lungs. Coughing brings more dust into your mouth, sand into your eyes. With every inhale, your chest burns. Yet stopping is not an option. Stopping could be fatal. The street is not empty. Among the debris, several people remain. Some are frozen in place, others are injured. A small group has taken shelter behind a collapsed wall. One man is wounded in the shoulder, leaving a trail of blood on the ground. A child, possibly 6 or 7 years old, shivers nearby. The child's eyes show both fear and a fragile sense of resistance. You stand beside them, uncertain, simply breathing and observing. Without overthinking, you take action, searching for food. You have none in your bag or pockets. From a broken store window, you gather cans of spoiled food and a few bags of flour. You move quickly, aware that others are watching. Hunger, smoke, and fear create a tense, quiet atmosphere among the people. Your feet catch on debris, and you fall. Your knees scrape the ground, pain spreading through your body. Reaching out, you touch shards of glass that cut your fingers. Blood flows, but there is no time to pause. As another explosion rings out, some people start running. Your steps echo across the empty streets. You search for shelter. Most buildings are destroyed, and the remaining structures offer limited safety. A basement door of an apartment building is open, exuding dust and smoke. Inside is a dark, damp space. Several people have gathered here. Some cry silently, others wrap themselves in old blankets, attempting to manage their fear. You crouch in a corner. Dehydration, hunger, and fatigue are already affecting your body. Your lips are cracked, your tongue dry. Before food, you need water, but faucets are not working, and water collected beneath street lamps is murky and contaminated. You immerse your hand. The water is cold and muddy. You take a sip, painful down your throat, but life-saving. You observe the faces around you: an elderly woman, a young man, children. Their shared expression is fear and helplessness. Yet some speak quietly, planning, searching for an escape. You are now among them, not only striving to survive, but also trying to preserve a sense of humanity. At that moment, it becomes clear: war is not only explosions and destruction, but every breath, every movement, and every decision is a struggle to survive. The streets are your arena, the debris, your shelter. The people, both companions and rivals. You are on the battlefield. The ground beneath your feet is a mixture of mud and soil, warm and sticky. With every step, the scent rises, mingling with the metallic smell of blood and the acrid temps of gunpowder. The air is thick with smoke and powder. Each breath is heavy and sharp. You feel the weight of your steel vest on your chest. Your weapon is cold in your hands, mixed with sweat. Your fingers tremble. Every moment demands vigilance. A distant explosion echoes, then another, closer this time. Each blast hits like a hammer to your chest, your eardrums throbbing. You blink rapidly, trying to keep smoke and dust from entering your eyes. A comrade falls nearby, blood pooling around him, his eyes wide with terror, struggling to breathe. You pause for a moment, wanting to help, but you know stopping could mean both of you die. The streets are narrow, walls reduced to rubble. You advance among the debris. Every corner could conceal a trap. Every shadow hides a threat. You search for cover, but it is scarce. A door hangs open, empty inside. You move quickly, weapon ready, each sound and movement demanding your full attention. A group of soldiers marches beside you. Their breathing is rapid, eyes flickering between fear and determination. One falls. The others attempt to carry him, but another explosion sends dirt and debris flying. Everyone's expression is the same, teetering between life and death, walking between blasts. You feel the moisture and blood beneath your feet. Dust, mud, and fragments of metal cling to your hands, face, and hair. Your eyes burn, your lungs ache, but there is no time to stop. A scream pierces the chaos, a hostile shout, or a wounded comrade. You cannot tell. You pause briefly, drawing a deep breath. You close your eyes, knowing the images within will not leave your mind. Collapsed buildings, injured people, exploding bombs, children and elderly alike. All of it before you, all your responsibility. And yet, you move forward. Each step is a struggle. Each breath, a small victory. Your weapon remains firm in your grasp, your body fatigued, but your mind razor. Where will the enemy strike next? Which corner is safe? Which movement will save your life? Every second is calculated. The battlefield is relentless. Dust and smoke obscure vision. The ground is unstable underfoot. You navigate through fallen masonry, shattered glass, and tangled debris. Occasionally, a distant explosion sends a tremor through the earth, reminding you of how fragile safety is. Yet, despite the chaos, you continue. Every step, every motion, every decision is survival. In this environment, war is unfiltered. It is not a distant concept, but a constant calculation between life and death. Chaos, destruction, fear, and endurance coexist in every moment. The air tastes of smoke. The sounds of shouting, metal clashing, and explosions are ever present. Every heartbeat is measured, every decision critical. This is the raw reality of combat, an unbroken chain of sensory assault and mental resilience, a test of the human body and mind under extreme conditions. Night has fallen. The sky is dark gray and black. The moon is hazy, stars hidden. After the explosions, there is silence, but it is not comforting. It is a silence that amplifies tension. Every breath echoes in your ears. Every sound of mud and stone seems magnified, as if it were a looming threat. When your feet touch the ground, you feel the wetness of the mud and the hardness of the soil. Your hands grip your weapon tightly. Cold, but now a cold you have grown accustomed to. Dust and smoke have slightly cleared, but small particles still float in the air, filling your lungs and causing you to cough. A distant explosion sounds, slow but impactful. It feels as if time has slowed, and your steps are cautious. Every shadow could conceal danger, every wall a barricade or trap. Your comrade breathes quietly beside you. His eyes are weary, his face showing both fear and helplessness. You sit in a corner. Your hands tremble. You are forced to sit on cold mud and rubble. Looking up at the sky, you see a starless void mixed with smoke. Thoughts swirl in your mind. Will I survive? What about my comrades? Are the people at home safe? The silence only amplifies these questions. A dog barks in the distance. Its sound is eerie and desperate. There are no screams, no explosions, just silence punctuated occasionally by a distant noise. Yet your mind anticipates another blast at any moment. You analyze every shadow, every sound. The mental struggle for survival continues. You light a small fire. Its smoke rises quietly. Your comrade rests his head in his hands, trembling silently. You watch the flames, feeling a brief relief as their warmth touches your face, but your eyes remain alert. Every moment, an explosion, A gunshot or a scream could occur, and in that moment, the observer realizes war is not only explosions and chaos. Silence is equally dangerous. Every moment, every small sound can signal death or survival. Your body is still fueled by adrenaline, your heart beats rapidly, your breathing is ragged, yet your eyes find a brief respite, perhaps conserving energy for the next day. When you step onto the street, the city you once knew no longer exists. Most houses are destroyed, some remain standing like skeletal shells, roofs collapsed, walls full of holes. The street you once walked every day has become a field of rubble. Dust, sand, and the smell of burned wood hang heavily in the air, filling your lungs and making it difficult to breathe. You pass in front of an apartment building. The windows are shattered, balcony rails bent. Looking inside, a child's room lies empty. Toys are scattered among the debris. A small teddy bear, once a symbol of safety and warmth, now rests in dust and mud. You want to pick it up, but sharp glass slices your fingertips. Other people are on the street as well. Some are silent, others crying. An elderly woman sits at the edge of the sidewalk, wrapped in an old blanket. Children clasp their hands together, fear and disorientation in their eyes. Conversations are nearly non-existent. Only occasional whispers, cries, or distant explosions are heard. The weight of homelessness presses on your shoulders. You have no bag, no place to sleep. For a moment, you stop in front of an old store window. Inside, on broken shelves, a few cans of food and bottles of water remain intact. But reaching them is dangerous. Broken glass and unstable structures could injure your feet. You make a decision, take the risk, and enter. As evening approaches, the sky is gray and hazy. The wind is light but cold. Your body is tired and trembling. You find a piece of cardboard and sit on it. Dust and mud cling to your clothes. Memories come to mind. Waking up at home, warm coffee, sunlight through the window. All lost, replaced by fear, hunger, and uncertainty. Every corner holds danger, starving people, falling debris. Even the silence of night can be frightening. Yet you must survive. Homelessness is not just the absence of shelter. It means losing security, routine, warmth, and human connection. Staying on the streets is a continuous struggle. Every breath a challenge, every step a risk, every night a test. And in that moment, the observer realizes, war is not only the destruction of buildings, it is the loss of dreams, memories, daily life, and safety. The streets are no longer mere passageways. They have become living spaces, shelters, and arenas filled with hardships. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you feel is hunger and thirst. Your stomach is empty, your mouth dry, your lips cracked, your tongue fatigued. You haven't had a proper meal for days. You've had to make do with a few spoiled cans and murky water. You step outside, your hands trembling. Every corner is a risk, debris that could make you fall while searching for food, the possibility of an attack, or other hungry people nearby. After a short walk, you reach an old market. The windows are shattered, the shelves toppled. Dust and broken glass cover the floor. Old packages, boxers, canned food, most of it spoiled, rotten. Hunger gnaws at you. You want to take a can, but you know its contents may be unusable. Thirst feels more real than ever before. You approach a puddle of water on the street, murky, dirty, but life-saving. You put your hand in and take a small sip. Your throat burns, but it eases your breathing. Other people have also approached the water. It's a quiet struggle, eyes meeting as you assess each other. Hygiene has become a luxury. Your hands, face, and hair are coated with mud and smoke. Small wounds can get infected. Your fingertips are cut and bloody. But there is nothing you can do. Survival takes priority. You try to clean the wounds with a small stick or stone, but the pain persists. Hunger and thirst affect your decisions. You see a family or children and must decide, share your food or keep it. People change under hunger. Some are silent and indifferent, others try to help. Every choice carries risk. Every step is a challenge. As evening approaches, you sit in a small shelter you've found. Your hands, face, and body ache. Thoughts whirl in your mind. Will I survive? When will I find food? When will this war end? Yet you keep breathing. Your body endures despite everything. And in that moment, the observer understands. War is not only about explosions and destruction, it is also a struggle against hunger, thirst, and the lack of basic human necessities. Survival demands not only physical strength, but also mental resilience, courage, and the ability to make critical decisions. The chaos of the first days of war has quieted somewhat, but your mind remains in turmoil. The constant state of alert rings like a perpetual alarm in your brain. Even when you close your eyes, explosions and screams still echo. They creep into your dreams, disrupting your sleep. Fear has become a part of your body. Your heart still races. Your breathing is shallow and uneven. The muscles around your eyes remain tense. Even the smallest sound startles you: a creaking door, the howl of the wind, a child's cry. Each one feels like a threat. Trauma deepens. Places that were once safe are no longer so. Streets, homes, stores, all are filled with rubble and uncertainty. Your memories jumble together. A once warm home, laughter, morning coffee, all destroyed. This loss leaves an emptiness in your spirit. Loneliness, helplessness, and despair converge. Yet the human spirit endures. Small sparks of hope exist. A friend's smile, a child who has survived, sharing a bite of food. These tiny moments create breathing space in your mind. Between fear and hopelessness lies a thin line, and you walk it, resisting with every step. Every day, every hour is a test. People change. Some grow hardened, others become more compassionate. You change too. Every loss, every challenge wears on your spirit, but simultaneously strengthens your resilience. In a quiet moment, you lean against the rubble of a building, closing your eyes. You breathe, listening to your heartbeat. Inside you, there is both fear and hope. The mental burden of war is heavy, but the human spirit endures through small glimmers of hope, and in that moment, the observer understands. War is not only a physical struggle, it is a mental and emotional labyrinth. Every step, every breath, is not just about survival, it is about protecting your spirit and preserving your humanity. The sun rises, but its light is no longer warm. The streets are still filled with rubble. The destruction caused by explosions is felt in every corner. People move slowly. Some are silent, some talk, but every step is cautious, alert. A small child plays with a ball near a ruined building. The ball suddenly hits broken glass, the sound echoing into the sky. The child flinches, but continues playing. In their game, there is both innocence and danger. The observer is now beside them, trying to protect them, while holding their breath step by step. There is no breakfast. You start the day with a few bites of bread or spoiled canned food. Hunger still shakes you, but daily life must continue. On the streets, people make silent agreements, sharing a puddle of water, collecting food from the rubble, finding a safe path. Every action is both simple and a survival strategy. Explosions are still heard in the distance, and gunfire occasionally tears through the streets. Yet people slowly try to establish routines, lighting small fires, creating shelters with old blankets, supporting each other. Chaos has become a part of everyday life. Living on the streets means surviving with small rituals, finding water, searching for food, clearing a safe path through the rubble. Every morning is a test, every night a reward or a new nightmare. There is a silent solidarity among people. You make eye contact, understand each other, sharing both fear and hope. These are the most minimal effects of war on the individual. For more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video.